I first heard the name Operation Tapir from a Peruvian shortwave radio enthusiast named Elias. He had a rusted antenna rigged to his rooftop in Pucallpa, tuned to frequencies the rest of the world had long forgotten. Between static and number stations, Elias claimed to pick up bursts of coded tones, pulses he believed originated deep in the jungle. When asked why he called it Operation Tapir, he laughed and said, "Because they always show up quietly, destroy everything, and leave nothing behind, like a tapir." Elias told me there once was a base, Echo 12, tucked between the Ucayali and the Hualaga rivers, so deep into the Amazon that even satellite maps hesitate. According to local accounts, Echo 12 wasn't just military, it was something else, something that made trees wilt and rivers change course. What intrigued me first wasn't the mystery of the location, but the timeline. The events Elias hinted at began in 1980, the same year the Shining Path began its armed struggle, and the region became a tangle of political chaos, narco-expansion, and Cold War games. The perfect place to bury secrets. Medina. That's the name that kept coming up in Elias's stories. Cabo Javier Medina, a mid-level Peruvian infantryman who was never promoted and never discharged. According to military records, he simply disappears from the rolls in mid-1980. No death certificate, no resignation, just vanished. But his journal survived. Found in 1985 by missionary Pablo Lujan while trekking to deliver medicine to isolated Ashaninka communities. The journal was discovered buried beneath a stone slab, wrapped in plastic and rubber sheeting, as if prepared to survive the elements. Pablo never found the camp. He found a clearing, unnaturally flat, too geometrically perfect to be natural, but not a single trace of human presence. No beams, no nails, no rust, just the journal. The entries began on June 29, 1980. Routine notes at first, jungle patrols, supply drops, heat rashes. But by July 5th, the tone shifted. "A plane landed today, not Peruvian, 4 men, American." One of them smiled without moving his face, like a mannequin. By July 7th, the base had changed. "Captain says we are here for observation, but we have no binoculars, no cameras, only coils and sensors. We're digging, but not for trenches." Then the name appeared for the first time, Operation Tapir. "We are told not to speak of Operation Tapir. The captain uses the term casually, as if it's a joke. But the men from the plane don't smile. They brought a metal case. It clicks at night." July 11th. "The box is cold even in this heat. Today it was opened. I did not see what was inside, but I heard a low hum that made my bones shake." The journal becomes disjointed after that. Sentences lose structure. Spelling deteriorates. Medina writes of insomnia, hearing breathing from under the soil, and how insects avoid the northern side of the compound. He claims the jungle animals began migrating away. By July 18th, he notes that the radio only plays static at midnight, followed by a single whispering voice repeating coordinates, his own. Then comes the final entry, August 2nd. "They say Tapir is finished, that tonight we clean it all. The fire is not fire, it erases. Tomorrow I go back to Pucallpa. If I get there, will anyone know me? Will I still be me?" There are no entries after that. I tracked down Pablo Lujan. He's retired now, in Iquitos, almost blind but mentally sharp. He remembers the exact location. When we compared the coordinates to old satellite imagery, something stood out. A rectangular void, roughly 120 meters by 60, in the 1980 image archive. But in 1981, it's covered, reclaimed by the forest or concealed. Curious, I visited the military archives in Lima. There is no mention of Echo 12, no Operation Tapir, but I found a redacted cable from the US Embassy dated October 4th, 1982. It reads, "Unconfirmed reports of an abandoned jungle installation possibly tied to unauthorized biological monitoring. High-risk area. Recommend zero further contact." No follow-up, no action taken. I pressed further. Through contacts in defense journalism circles, I obtained testimonies from ex-soldiers stationed in Ucayali during that time. Most deny knowing Echo 12. One, under condition of anonymity, said, "We were told never to go north of the 8th River. If you crossed it, your name got erased." Then came the signal. In 2022, Elias contacted me again. He had recorded a transmission on 26.435 megahertz, an old telemetry band. It pulsed in triplets. Then, after 30 seconds of silence, a burst of Morse. TAPIR, return. He played it for me. It sounded like a heartbeat underwater. Could the base have been real? Was it a test site? An experiment in erasure? I travelled to the coordinates with a guide. The area is nearly unreachable without boat and machete. When we arrived at the clearing, my skin felt different, goosebumps in the heat. The soil was unusually soft. My compass spun. No birds, no insects. The jungle was too quiet. A circle of trees grew outward from the centre, forming a perfect radius, as if repelled. Beneath one tree, I found a twisted fragment of metal, no larger than a coin. When touched, it felt cold, almost humming. My guide refused to stay past sunset. On the return trip, I asked locals in a nearby village. Most were silent. One elder, without prompting, said, "The place where the jungle breathes backwards, that's not for men." That night, I slept with Medina's journal on the table next to me. I dreamed of static and a voice whispering my name in triplets. I never went back, and yet the name remains. Operation Tapir. No files, no records, only whispers and a journal. But if the place never existed, why do some people still receive the signal? And why do those who go searching for Echo 12 never return?